Today we're going to talk about that hesitation that's called the buy-sell analysis. What that means is when somebody wants to buy a house before they sell theirs. Well, we all know that's a common thing. No matter where you're at and what part of North America, when you're out there comes a time when people say, hold it, I'm not going to sell my house until I find one because I'm afraid. If I sell my house, what am I going to do? Where's it going to go? I might end up not getting that one I want. So I want to shop first and buy second. Well, I'm not necessarily saying that they're doing it wrong, but they might be doing it in reverse. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go through the step-by-step process of actually delivering the hesitation handler called the buy-sell analysis. So, start off an example, we have to put together some basic information. Today we're going to talk about a $400,000 house that they want to buy and a $200,000 house that they are today already living in. So, to get things started, what ended up is this, is that if they go out today to show houses with somebody, and we put them in their car and off we go, and we find that lucky house, and we say, oh my goodness, this is the house for me. But they have to sell theirs before they can buy. Here's what happens. You found that perfect house, and then at the end of the day, you went ahead and you actually tried to make an offer. If you make an offer on that other house, a strong realtor that represents that particular client on the $400,000 house is going to be a little hesitant on helping you do the best that you can for your buyer. Why? Because at the end of the day, they're representing the seller. So for you to negotiate and get a better deal, they're not going to do that when it's subject to the sale of. In a lot of hot markets, they won't even accept that offer at all. They'll just let it go aside and say, no, sorry, we can't tie up our property with subject to the sale of offer. So what we're going to do is we're going to demonstrate or explain to you the negatives as far as to go that route. Step number one, if we said we were going to try to buy that $400,000 house and we were writing with cash or no subject tos, we might be able to negotiate down to maybe $375,000 on that property and end up to gain that $25,000 is what we're looking at in today's example. Now, if somebody comes along and makes an offer with subject to the sale of in there, what ends up to happen there now is that you put forward an offer that's not as strong, not as competitive, not as good. So therefore, the seller, if they're going to take that risk, it's called risk money. If they're going to take that risk of $25,000 to decide to accept that offer, they're going to make them pay that full $400,000. No negotiation. Or more possibly. But for today's example, we're going to use $25,000 as risk money. So far, if you did accept that, what ends up happening is so far you've cost your customer $25,000 because you negotiated on a home and didn't have theirs sold. Now, the second step of this process that we have to look at is their existing home, their $200,000 house. Well, their $200,000 house that they started with this morning was their castle. When they sat there and had their breakfast there this morning, everything about it they enjoyed. Now when they come back and they're sitting at their home and they're ready to actually move forward and they're excited now because they have a new house to go to, they start to see everything that was wrong about their existing home. Maybe it needs paint. Maybe it's got a baseboard missing. Maybe it's got something that is minor but needs to be fixed, but they never got around to doing it. So now what's going to happen is they now are in a panic and they need to sell their house really fast. So if they're going to sell their house really fast, what happens to anything that needs to be sold fast? The price goes up or goes down? Of course, it goes down. So using the example of a $200,000 houses that we're talking about, and at the end of the day, if we went down by $10,000 because we had to sell it quick, we're going to lose another $10,000. So therefore, we've lost so far $25,000 because we paid too much because we offered on the home before our house would sell. Then $10,000 more because of the fact that we actually went ahead and had to sell our house quickly because we were so motivated to have the other one. So $25,000, $10,000, $35,000 total loss so far. Well, I don't know about you think or what I think, but $400,000, $600,000, total of $600,000, or $400,000 and $200,000, total of $600,000 as far as money goes. That's a lot of money in today's world for a transaction, but to lose $35,000 in a $600,000 transaction, that's really scary. So most people don't want to do that. So what we want to do is we want to show you the smart way to handle the buy-sell situation. Is go back, get your customer to list their home first. List it aggressively even if they have to. List it at 190 so that they get multiple offers and they sell it for, 200 or 205. And at the end, they don't lose that $10,000 now. And then get aggressive and go out and find them that house that they wanted. If it's the one that they wanted, you can list them quickly. You can sell it quickly if you price it right. Everything will sell if priced correctly. So be aggressive on the price at that point in time. So now, wrap it all together. What we're looking at today is 3 things. We're going to look at number 1, please don't write an offer on a home sub to the sale of unless you absolutely have to. Now, keep one thing in mind when we're talking about this. If you are going to try to buy a unique property, like an acreage that has 2 barns and 3 shops and so on, then yes, that's a unique situation, and what we're talking about today doesn't work. Everything else that's out there on a regular, normal, like 3-bedroom bungalow with double garage, this works perfectly. Why? Because if that one sells that they like, you can go out there and find them one. That's your job. Just work at it. Guarantee them one thing. After many years of the real estate industry and working in real estate, nobody slept on the street yet, and your customer is not going to be the first one. So I promise you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, the buy-sell analysis works. All you have to do is present it right and go out there and make it work. Please do not try to put sub to the sale of on any contract. You'll cost your customer thousands of dollars. All the best. Thanks again.